That's right. Welcome to the side of the ring because it's time for some ringside rumors. I don't know. I thought for some strange reason my brain was like, don't do that intro. And I'm like, what intro? Anyway, that was a weird brain fart. I genuinely had a brain fart there. It was very strange. All right. As always, folks, 3 top rumors. We're jumping straight into them, all right? Our first top rumor, newly public Twitter scoopster Boozer Wrestling says Alexa Bliss is, quote, wanted for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, so we should expect to return after Backlash. Alexa Bliss was not doing a whole lot when she came back, and she was like not Spooky Alexa Bliss, but then she was Spooky Alexa Bliss, and that really didn't go anywhere. And then I think she challenged for the women's title at one point, and then that didn't necessarily go anywhere after that. So, I mean, listen, I love Alexa Bliss. I love her. I think she's absolutely fantastic. Okay, I think she's a fantastic competitor. She's not done anything right, and it just, well, okay, like recently, that's what I mean. You know what I mean. Shut up. God, man, I just hope that they actually do something with her. I really do. I hope that it's not just her just floating around and being, woo, you know, I really want something to happen with her. Our next top rumor, on his Oh You Didn't Know podcast, Road Dogg said WWE's brought in a new writer for Bray Wyatt. He added, quote, so we'll see how all of that unfolds down the road. You get it? Down the road, dog? What? Funny. He's good. Bray Wyatt is another one who I really feel like could have done a lot, and I feel like his storylines definitely left a lot to be desired. I feel like a broken record at this point because 1,000,001 other people have said it. I recently said it. I think it was yesterday's podcast. I think it was yesterday's episode or the day before. Either way, I said, somebody on the internet pretty much summed it up perfectly. Like, he's just not the type of wrestler. They should not be booking him like The Undertaker. He's not like that. He just isn't. He is not this larger than life character, and trying to portray him as so just seems a bit weird. I like the White Rabbit storyline, but the fact that there was no reference to the White Rabbit after that, and, you know, Uncle Howdy just sort of like showed up. You know what I mean? Like, Uncle Howdy just sort of like appeared, and as soon as like Uncle Howdy became like this actual like person, you know, and he was not like this otherworldly entity or anything like that. It just, I don't know, like Sister Abigail was a lot better because you never saw her, you know what I mean? And there were so many theories about who it was, and, you know, how they acted and that sort of stuff. And it's just, I don't know, like putting a person in place of like who could have been like this like mysterious entity, you know, it just sort of like, it takes the shine away, you know what I mean? And again, man, I think nobody really cares that Bray Wyatt is back. Nobody really, like, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's call a spade a spade. You just want the Fiend to come back. That's all you want. You know Triple H is in charge, and you know Triple H and Bray Wyatt, they do the, you know, together when they're in the locker room. You just wanted the Fiend to be pushed how you wanted the Fiend to actually be pushed when he was running around, you know, when Vince was in charge and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you, I'm sure, and I don't, let's dial it back a little bit. I don't speak for everybody. Let's talk about, let's mainly focus on the people who don't care about Bray Wyatt and only, you know, want to see the Fiend. I know that there's a lot of people out there that genuinely do like Bray Wyatt, you know, both as a wrestler and as a person and all that sort of stuff. But I think the general consensus, right, more so like it is than it is not, is that people just want to see the Fiend be all spooky and OP, you know, and they want to see him walk around with like the custom championship that he wore around his neck and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's really all it is at the end of the day. And I mean, look, like Alexa, man, I think that, listen, he got a new writer. Great. That's great. I don't necessarily, I'm not just going to sit here and say, oh, our prayers have been answered, hallelujah, right? But it's a step in a direction, right? I don't know if it's the right direction because we haven't seen the storylines. We don't know what's going on. So again, like Alexa, we just got to wait and see what they end up doing with him. Our final top rumor, after a report countered their initial report of a WWE hiring freeze, Fightful sources reiterated to the site that there has effectively been a hiring freeze in place at the company since the start of the year. Several people who've recently signed elsewhere were mentioned in the report, with Nick Aldis specifically named as someone WWE is interested in, but unable to sign due to, quote, corporate moves. So they are in a hiring freeze. But then it was told that they weren't in a hiring freeze, and now it's being reiterated that they are in fact in a hiring freeze. Well, that's good to know, I guess. That's pretty much all I really have to say about that. So I guess only time will tell, when WWE will actually start, picking, wrestlers out of the bushel. I don't know. Moving over to our minor rumors, Orlando will make a bid to host next year's Royal Rumble, per local NBC affiliate WESH. They report officials in Florida's Orange County have requested $850,000 to place the bid, saying that if Camping World Stadium hosts the event, it will bring in more than $28 million for the area. I was going to say this is like the Olympics, but if I remember correctly, I heard through the grapevine that the Olympics actually ruins the economy of the country that it's state. The point is, where it goes, it doesn't do well, for the area that it's in. But Orlando is pretty much saying hey, if you do this, tourism revenue will definitely help out our area. And if you've been to Florida, they kind of need it, all right? There's storms that happen almost every 6 seconds. It's like the Minnesota thing, It's not really much to say. All you got to do is just, if you're Orlando, you just got to, do the certain symbol on the floor and, start singing. Our next minor rumor, a Fightful Select story on Aldis's Impact deal says it's a short-term one that will be, quote, a feeling out process for both sides. That makes sense. I do that a lot on Wrestling Empire. If you hire somebody and you don't know how they're going to do, or you don't necessarily know how to feel about them initially. So you're just like, hey, here's what we're going to do. What is it? A short-term one. Okay, so probably less than a year, possibly a year, maybe. I don't necessarily know, but somewhere around there. And you're just like, all right, we'll give you a storyline. Let's see how you do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Come back to my office in the next 6 weeks. Let's talk it out. Let's see how you're feeling. You know what I mean? And if you are not feeling it, and I don't really have a whole big, multi-year storyline to give you, and it's all right, let's get the hell out of here then. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And I feel like WWE is sort of waiting, behind the chair, get out of there already, So our next minor rumor, Insider Gaming says all promotional material for AEW Fight Forever is finished, with the marketing team just awaiting the green light to start promoting the game. That game is not okay. Obviously this year stupid. Somebody was talking about I think it was Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer was talking about how they're waiting to release it for Christmas because, obviously that's the best time to do it. And it sounds like the game is pretty much done. If I know anything about Game Dev Tycoon, I would probably, if I know anything about Redfall, if you've been keeping up with Redfall and how Redfall has been doing, maybe it's a good idea to, and I'm just spitballing here. I'm just taking shots in the dark. Maybe play the game. Crazy concept. A video game. Play it. See if it works. Again, I know how crazy that sounds. I know. Okay, I know how wild. I know how wild that statement I just made is. But if you've got a video game and it's literally sitting there, maybe it's a good idea to, play some of the game modes. Maybe do a stress test with some of the wrestlers or something. Maybe see what the cap frame rate is. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Our final minor rumor, Fightful Select sources mostly offer the same things about CM Punk's visit to Impact that we already heard from others. But they did provide the new detail that Punk played Uno with some of the many Impact talent he spoke to. That's good. Nothing to say about that. It's really more just I love stuff like this, man. I love it. I love stuff like this. It's just CM Punk going, hey, look, when a president kisses a baby. It's that. That's literally it. Hey, look, I'm being friendly. Look, see? My hand's not around it. When Woody was pretending that Buzz was still he had all of his faculties together, and give me 5, man, it's just that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whatever, What do we talk about? Boozer Wrestling says Alexa Bliss has won it for a Night of Champions. That's great. Man, sorry. Look, man, if she comes back and it's dog doo-doo, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want it to be dog doo-doo. I don't. That is the one thing that I want to convey to everybody. I don't want it to be bad. I don't want it to be bad. I love Alexa. I love her. Okay? I would let her commit insurance fraud on me. Okay? A new writer for Bray Wyatt. Great. Again, listen, man. Bray Wyatt's great. All right? I would let him stick his fingers in the cup of water that I had. I wouldn't let him do that, actually. That's a dirty lie. That's disgusting. And I would steal all of his resources in Minecraft. There you go. Listen, man, get a writer, okay? Get a sewer, right? Get a knitter, get a violinist. I don't care. If you come back and your storylines are dog doo-doo, I'm not hitching my wagon. I'm sorry. Okay? Orlando wants Royal Rumble to be there. Great. I don't really think WWE cares. I mean, it's like the Minnesota thing again. As much as, that specific area wants to be the centerpiece for like a WWE program, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to happen. So I don't know what to tell you. There is a hiring freeze. That's it. That's literally it. There is a hiring freeze. People thought there weren't one. There is. There you go. Aldis's Impact deal. They're feeling him out. You know what I'm saying? They're kicking the tires. They're checking the oil. They're banging the hood. They look at the car. You good, man? The car's like, nah. I'm just gonna head out. No, all right, man. All right. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Dab each other up. It's been real. Do your thing. The game is the promotional material. The promotional material. Not the game. The promotional material. And I feel like if the promotional material is ready, but then again, E3. I mean, you could have days of promotional material, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the game is ready. So I should probably take back what I said. But I don't know. From hearing, if I remember correctly, Dave did say it sounds like they're waiting until Christmas, which does make a lot of sense. And that's still like another 6 months away. So you have enough time to play test the game. Again, I know that I'm sounding like an absolute lunatic here, but you could do that. Just throwing that out there. CM Punk, he's a good guy. He was the best guy around. What about the murders he committed? What murder? That's what they're doing. That's pretty much what he's doing right now. That's literally what's happening. So, I don't know what to tell you. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. As always, big hugs, folks. Big hugs all around.